through the LFA family, McGroin Nation. Coming to you live from the deep red state of Tennessee. Yes, I know. I'm a little low. I know. But I forgot to adjust it from Wednesday.
We can only go up from here.
We'll be adjusted in a minute. There it is. Bang. We should be much better now. Thank you. Happy New Year to everybody here in the LFA family, McGroin Nation, the Ungovernables, the Captain's Crew. I'm still running on fumes, a little bit more robust fumes than I was on Wednesday.
Had
Hop and John last night. But we're rolling. The eggnog brain fog. I don't drink eggnog, but the eggnog.
Ooh, it's good.
The eggnog brain fog should be wearing off for much of us. It is midterm season. I don't want to hear about anything else except the midterms. That's going to be one of my new rules going into 2026. If it can't help us win the midterms, it can't help us. That's the rule, right? Now, you bring something to my attention, you got to tell me why it's going to help us win the midterms. That's it. That's the most important thing. But what about... There's nothing more important than winning the 2026 midterms right now. Nothing. You get it? We have a chance, okay, to buck the historical trends. We have a chance to make actual history this year if we want to. Okay, if we want to. We can make history this year. Now, if we want to here's the thing, if we want to get distracted with nonsense, we could do that too. I don't want to see people talking about all sorts of extraterrestrial, extracurricular, extra dramatic things. And, I was involved in a lot of the drama in 2025. January, February, March of 2025, we focused our attention at various different threats to our wins and our productivity. Andrew Tate, right? And then the evolution of what we call the woke right. And I'd like to believe that we were proven right about a lot of it towards the end of last year. It's a new year. We're not ignoring the fact that those problems exist, because ignoring those problems doesn't make the problem go away. But the primary focus, and I want to be very clear, the primary focus of the person you're hearing speak right now, the primary focus of this person right here is the midterms. It's the midterms. Now, that does not mean that I don't want to hear about any other issues, right? If it's not about winning an election, it's not that it's insignificant. There are a lot of issues that go into winning that election. But my point is, every single issue that we're going to speak about from now until November of 2026 is going to be, here is the issue and here's why it matters, because here's how it can impact the midterms. That is the way all of us, as messengers of the MAGA movement, I'm not even going to say the GOP cause, because I don't know what the GOP cause is. I just don't know. But we have to, as messengers and stewards of the MAGA movement, everything that we talk about, everything that we present, everything that we address has to be addressed in the lens of the 2026 midterms. If we're gonna go through, Somali daycare fraud, how does that impact the midterms? It does. If we're gonna go through deportations, how does that impact the midterms? Because they do. If we're gonna talk about foreign aid, how does that impact the midterms? Because it does. If we're gonna talk about taxes, how does that impact the midterms? They do. If we're going to talk about tariffs and Supreme Court cases and all of the and the DOJ and holding people accountable, how does that impact the midterms? Because it does. But there are levels of these things, right? Some things impact the 2026 midterms more than others. For example, I don't want to hear boo about Bibi Netanyahu in Israel if you can't tell me how it impacts them. Well, you're going to lose people's votes. What? People from Pakistan who follow the teachings of a gay Mexican? Oh, yeah, that's really going to impact the midterms, guys. Yeah, it's really going to impact the midterms. Okay. Now, our foreign policy absolutely could impact the midterms. The New York City mayoral situation is absolutely going to impact the midterms. Absolutely. The Mamdani inauguration is absolutely. These are all things that we can speak about and talk about in the lens of the 2026 midterms. And we're going to talk about that today. Because we only have one day under our belt here in 2026. And a lot happened yesterday despite it being a holiday. A lot happened yesterday despite it being a holiday. So we're going to get to a lot of that. We're going to get to a ton of that, okay? A little bit of double standard from the media. Mamdani, New York City is going to... New York City is headed for... Destruction. Ugh. That's the only way I could describe it.
So sad.
The only way we could describe it. New York City's headed for destruction. Remember, September 12th, 2022. Never forget. Ugh. January 1st, 2026. You forgot a Muslim Marxist was sworn in as the next mayor on the Quran, and y'all were chanting, Aloha Snack Bar. That's great. In a tunnel.
I couldn't even stomach it. It made me so queasy listening to it, I had to turn it off.
The warmth of collectivism. All right, you know what? Here's my thing. New York City wanted this. Not every voter from New York City. Quiet with that bullcrap too. New York City wanted this. The majority of New York City, I had people who were telling me they were New York elections experts. Never spent a day in New York. It was rigged. Okay. I mean, there's definitely cheating in New York, don't get me wrong. But not to the tune of what went on. It's time for us also to realize. That the left is controlled and driven by a very passionate, enthusiastic, and hungry base. They are hungry. This is the problem with the voter fraud conversation. There is voter fraud. There's a lot of voter fraud. But this is the problem. This is like when your team loses in a sports game and you immediately blame the refs. Sometimes you got your ass kicked. The refs may suck too, but sometimes you got your ass kicked. Okay? And I feel like since 2020, and that was a rigged, disgusting, stolen sham of an election. But I feel like ever since 2020, every time we don't get the result that we want in an election, we start going, there's elections, not elections. We start pointing at voter fraud like that's the only reason why we could ever lose. We are fighting an opponent that is extremely hungry. We are fighting an opponent that is extremely well funded. We are fighting an opponent that is extremely passionate. We are fighting an opponent that is extremely organized. And we could mock them for having blue hair, and that's fun. And we could mock them for not knowing what gender they are, and that's fine. But do not underestimate our opponent's ability to win. Do not do that. Well, their votes aren't real anyway. They're real enough to win elections. That's all I care about. Whether they're legal votes, illegal votes, votes coming from illegal aliens, they're putting points on the board. And downplaying that or coping about it is only going to make the problem worse. Do not underestimate the opponent. That's tip number one of the entire year. I don't care what you think about our elections. I don't care how much you don't trust a machine. None of that matters. Your opponent can win. They are proving that. They can win, but so can we. We proved that a year and a half ago. In November of 2024, we proved it. We proved that we can win. We won the popular vote. We proved that we can be too big to rig. We proved it. But do not underestimate the left. They are hungry. They are passionate. They're organized. They're funded and they are capable. Make no mistake. They are a bunch of lunatics, but they're a bunch of lunatics who vote. Do not underestimate the left. It's one of our biggest mistakes ever. How did we win in 2020 and 2016? The left underestimated us. Do not underestimate this opponent. They want it more than we want it right now. We have to want it more. We have to want it more. Do not underestimate this opponent. That's tip number one. We'll get to a bunch of items to get to regarding the 2026 midterms. Before we do that, I want to get to a word from our friends over at OFP Farms. It's OFPFarms.com. Holiday clearance time. Still at OFP Farms. They're making room for new seasonal products by clearing out their shelves here at the beginning of 2026. With many items already discounted, you can enjoy a savings of up to 50% off by using your code Shawn, SHAWN, at checkout. If you go to OFPFarms.com, that is still rolling right now. It's OFPFarms.com, OFPFarms.com, Oscar Foxtrot, PapaFarms.com. Up to 50% off. Up to 50% off of some items on the website. You see it on your screen. It's OFPFarms.com, OFPFarms.com, promo code Shawn for a beautiful New Year's clearance sale. OFP, Oscar Foxtrot, PapaFarms.com, OFPFarms.com, promo code Shawn to take advantage of that New Year's 2026 clearance sale. You got to love OFP Farms.
Love
they are
that.
great and really helping you out there in the new year. All right. 2026 midterms. Do not underestimate the left. Don't gaff them off. Yes, they're a bunch of lunatics. I understand that. Oh, wow, they don't know anything. They know how to do one thing, and that's what matters. They know how to put points on the board, whether it's legally, illegally, whether there are people who are tinkering in the machines and you believe the Sidney Powell Kraken stuff about Venezuela and Dominion and all this and whatever. That all could be true. I don't care. I don't care about that. I care about utilizing every single method that we have at our disposal to put more points on the board than the left. This is a raw numbers game, period. Okay? Are we going to be able to put more numbers, more points on the board than them? And we don't want to underestimate them. Yes, they're a bunch of dummies. They're a bunch of lunatics. They're a bunch of dopes. I get it. They don't know what gender they are. I get it. They think they're oppressed. I get it. They think socialism's going to work. I get it. They're stupid. I understand that. But they know how to do one thing very, very well, and that is put points on the board. We have to do that one thing better than them. And we can. We proved that we can. We proved that we can. This is good news. Now, say what you want about Elon Musk. And I'm going to say this right off the top. I don't trust him, especially after what he did back in May and June with the billionaire blowout, right? Donald Trump is in the Epstein files and this whole thing with the big, beautiful bill, and I'm going to start a third party and whatever. You know, he's erratic. He's all over the place. Okay? He's all, again, I just got to point this to, we learned nothing from the beginning. I know the Democrats cheat, but they still win. They still win. Who cares if they cheat? We can beat the cheat if we ignore the fact, or just not ignore the fact. We can beat the cheat if we just acknowledge that it's there and say, all right, their wins are legitimate enough to count. Whether they win with illegal ballots or not, they're still winning. How many times did I hear from 1.5 billion people, Katie Hobbs, the cartels, she's still the governor, isn't she? She's still the governor of Arizona, isn't she? Right? I mean, I heard this. I heard it from a lot of people in the wake of that 2022 election that it's coming, right? We heard the same stuff after 2020. Donald Trump's going to be reinstated. This is going to get over. That's all bullshit, people. It's not that there's no cheating, but this folks, we have to move past these things, learn from those shortcomings. There's plenty of cheating. I know there's cheating. You could take this thing and you could beat me to death with it. I know there's cheating. I know. We have to overcome the cheat and stop focusing on the fact that they're cheating. We know. They don't play by the rules. But guess what? When the clock says 0 and they have more points, they still win, regardless of the fact that they cheated, right? So what are we going to do to beat the cheat? Are we going to whine about the cheat, or are we going to get 10, 10, and 10 out to the polls to beat the cheat? Because one wins elections and one loses elections, okay? Holy smokes. Yes, they cheat to win. I know that. I know that. We all know that. But take the cheat out of the equation right now. They do win, though. They do win. There are Democrats all over the United States who may or may not have won because they used illicit methods to collect votes and put points on the board. But they still won. We have to stop them. And the easiest way to stop them is not to go down rabbit holes and do all these. The easiest way to stop them is to just put more raw numbers on the board, like we did in 2024, I'm sorry. Vote. Get your friends out and vote. Because whether or not the Democrats cheat or not, and they do, they still win. Don't you understand? By pointing at it and going, cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater, they're still winning. They're still saying, well, you can point your fingers at me all you want. I won. Are we clear on the goal? What's the goal? The goal is to win. You don't win by crying cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater. You win by putting more points on the board. You take into consideration and you acknowledge and you accept the fact that there are a certain amount of votes for these Democrats that are baked into the equation because they cheat. Yes, that should be a motivation. Don't focus on getting those points taken off the board. Focus on putting more points on our side of the board to outweigh those points that are on the board, okay? Because you're not going to get those points taken off the board. You're just not. Not this year. So what's the next best option? What is the next best option? The next best option is to be, like we said in 2024, like I shouted in my sleep, too big to rig.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's how to do it.
Forgot about that.
Okay? I don't want to be like harsh and say like it doesn't matter. It matters. But like, it's like at this point, it's like, it's raining. You're going to get wet. I know. What are you doing to fix it? If you wag your finger at the sky, it's going to keep raining. Bring an umbrella. Beat it. Overcome it. Don't ignore it. You acknowledge it. We understand that they cheat. I get it. We all get it. But whether they cheat or not, they still win, which means we lose. I don't want to lose anymore. So it's time to bring back too big to rig. We know that there's a percentage of votes that they put on the board that are fraudulent, that pad their numbers. We have to outvote it. It's that simple. It's really that easy. It's so easy to beat them. All we got to do is try. Okay? And Bad Moon said we got to cheat better. Fine. Let's cheat better. That's fine. All right. Elon Musk. Say what you want. I didn't trust him. I don't like him. I don't want him to be that close to Trump going forward because he's very combustible, right? He's very combustible. I don't know about his intentions. He's all over the place. He's way too into the AI thing. The AI model that he cooked up, Grok, I call it drunk Google because it makes things up daily. People have become very lazy with AI, especially when it comes to fact checking. It's one thing to use AI to research. It's cool. Because you can converse with it, and you can, but it in many ways it is garbage in, garbage out. You can make it say things. You can make it say whatever you want. You can make it say water isn't wet. You can make it say water isn't wet. Right? You can make it say anything. But Here's the thing, right? As I'm talking about raw numbers and giving us the best chance to win, okay? Elon Musk has a lot of money. A lot of money. And it is coming out that Elon Musk has gone or is going to go all in on helping the Republican Party win the midterms with his checkbook. Okay? Elon Musk is thinking about going all in, and a new report says that he's going to be going all in to help the Republican Party win in the midterms. And that is a tremendous shot in the arm for the Republican Party to have access to some of Elon Musk's money. Now, is the Republican Party perfect? No. Does the majority of the Republican Party suck? Yes. Is the Republican Party lazy? Absolutely. Are Republican representatives, a lot of them, wishy-washy, milquetoast, and, somewhat kind of like Democrats? Sure. But are they better than, is giving this Republican Party, is giving this Republican Party 2 more years of control of the House and the Senate, is that a better alternative than giving the Democrats control of the House and possibly the Senate? Now, I think the Senate's going to be okay because we're sitting at 53 seats. I think we may be able to pull off a flip in Ohio and in Georgia. But because Sherrod Brown is in Ohio, and I think we could probably flip that seat. And Georgia, I think Ossoff is up for re-election, and that's going to be close, but I think we can flip that seat. So we could, just like we did in 2018, expand our margin in the Senate. The House is going to be tricky. We've got redistricting. I get it. Okay, that'll help, but it doesn't matter if we don't get our people out to vote. What is going to get our people out to vote? We got to motivate them to get out to vote. One way to do that is to put out motivational material, content, ads, mailers. But really, here's what I would like to see. Here's how I would like to see Elon's money spent. I do not want to see it spent on radio ads, and I do a lot of radio, and there's a lot of people who still listen to radio. The best way to reach people right now is to meet them where they are. Okay, I mean, we can do this. We can do this like Chris Rose did it in West Virginia. Hey, Leadfoot 97064. Move on to what? I got a new producer, Leadfoot. As you can tell, I'm not in the mood this morning. Yeah, let's just move on from the 2026 midterms. What do you want to talk about, guy? Let's see. What, you want to talk about rainbows and butterflies? You want to talk about how many times you honked your hedgehog over the weekend? Yeah, move on from 2026 midterm. Just move on. Who gives it? Who cares? That's good. We're 2 days in, and I got people saying, don't worry about 2026. It's okay. Goodness gracious. And we wonder why we can't win. Elon Musk's money should be spent on bringing people to people's doorsteps, bringing people to people's front porches, paying, not volunteers, paying actual people to campaign for Republicans in swing districts that are in danger of losing their seats, that are in danger of costing us the House. That's where the money should be spent. It's very easy to write hundreds of thousands of dollars of checks to run ads on TV or run ads on the radio or, print out, door hangers or mailers to stick in people's mailboxes or to hang on people's doors. But that's not motivating people. If you look at what Chris Rose did in West Virginia in 2024 with 2 volunteers and $54,000 in his campaign account against millions of dollars of spending by his primary opponent, and he won by 20, 30 percentage points. He won by such a convincing margin that his Democrat opponent in West Virginia, in that state Senate district, called and conceded the general election to him the next day, where he wound up winning unopposed because he wore out the soles of his shoes. He walked from house to house with his volunteers, a couple of volunteers, and he met people where they are. And he made those face-to-face connections. And he got those people inspired to go to the polls for him. And he won. Chris Rose is a hard worker. I think, 4th-generation coal miner. A down-to-earth guy, and there are plenty of other people around. I think we hear from Gina all the time about somebody running to be the Secretary of Agriculture, Matt Welder, right? Is that his name? I think that's his name. Out down there in Florida.
In the chat.
Kind of the same type of thing going on down there. That is how we're going to win. Not by running a bunch of carpet bombing ads on television. If that would have worked, then Afton Bain would have won in Tennessee 7. She was doing that. She made it a close race. She had a lot of volunteers knocking on doors. That's the way we meet these voters where they are. That's the way we do it.
Welder.
Matthew Welder. Okay.
No, Matt the Welder.
Matt the Welder. Okay.
No, I don't know if she did that typo like she likes to do or what.
Matt the Welder. Yeah. Matt the Welder. That's what it is. Okay. Dylan will tell you in the chat he's been doing this for over a year now. Registering voters and making those face-to-face connections. So with Elon's money coming into the equation here, I like it. I'm happy about it.
He's a welder.
But I want to make sure that these checks that Elon is writing, that it's being spent properly. I don't know how to do that, but that's just where I am with it. All right. Let's take a quick break. We'll get to a word from our friends over at goldencrestmetals.com/LFA, goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. And then we will get to what happened yesterday with Zohran Mamdani and how that impacts the midterms. Because that's the lens that we have to look at everything now. Zohran Mamdani was inaugurated yesterday in New York City and made a couple of interesting remarks that I think, well, we know what's going to happen. And now it's time to let it happen. But first, a word from our friends at goldencrestmetals.com/LFA.
Hey everybody, Jeremy Harrell here. Look, I want to talk to you a little bit about gold and silver. When I was a kid, I always wondered what Fort Knox must look like. And when I was a kid, I always envisioned that when you would walk into Fort Knox, you would see just gold everywhere, literally raining gold, kind of like what you see behind me right now. Unfortunately, as a grown-up, I don't have that kind of imagination anymore, and I don't even have that much trust that Fort Knox has the 5,000 tons of gold that we're supposed to have there. Meaning that decades ago, we went off the gold standard in this country, which took the value of our dollar down to just mere pennies. And since our federal government doesn't want to go back to a gold standard currency, then it's time to us to take matters into our own hands. Have you ever thought about buying gold and silver? Have you ever thought about taking portions of your IRA or your 401k or your nest egg or your savings and putting it into gold and silver, either all or a portion of it? Have you ever wanted to purchase silver like this in bullion or premium? I know I do. And I know I wanted to take matters back into my own hands, which is why I have worked with Golden Crest Metals to do that. goldencrestmetals.com/LFA is going to be your go-to, absolutely transparent and trusted partner. Now, you can go to that website or you can call 888-308-4202. And what the good thing about this is they're going to guide you. They're going to talk to you. They're going to guide you. They're going to give you all the answers to your questions. And there's going to be no hidden fees. It's completely transparent. No hidden fees. No pressure, no surprise markups whatsoever. Clients get to see everything before they purchase. They've even agreed to lower the minimum investment to the LFA audience in order to make sure that everybody has access to this. Free IRA storage, free insured shipping, and a full range of precious metals from gold, silver, palladium, and platinum. And if it's easier for you to just maybe click a QR code, well, guess what? We've got that available for you too. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. Click this QR code on your screen and it'll take you right there. goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. Again, goldencrestmetals.com/LFA, or call 888-308-4202 today to reach these guys. They're going to be a great partner for you, just as they have been for me, and we absolutely recommend here at LFA TV, goldencrestmetals.com/LFA.
And it's goldencrestmetals.com/LFA, goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. Here's Mo. Okay, you see him? We're honking.
That was the first honk of the new year.
First honk of the new year. There he is.
Congratulations, Mo.
There he is. Congrats, Mo. We made it where we need to make it there. Beautiful. Here is Zohran Mamdani being sworn in. This is, it's a still. But you see it. Anybody think it's weird that he was sworn in a tunnel?
Mm-hmm.
Let me just... So, who else does a lot of their business? I guess you can call it business. Who else operates in tunnels? Come on. Come on. Is that what he was doing? I don't know.
Terrorists.
I don't know.
Roaches.
Roaches?
Rats.
I don't know. Rats, no tunnels. Yeah, I don't know if that's what he was doing. I don't know if that's why he was doing it. I'm just... Wait. Watch. I'm just asking questions, okay? Very odd. It's very odd. Sasquatch was there swearing him in. Sasquatch is in the tunnel, too. See her? That's her right there in the brown.
Wow.
Yeah.
In her natural habitat.
Squatch in her natural habitat. In the sewer. I just think it's kind of strange. Whatever. He was sworn in a tunnel. It's a
Quran.
A jihadist doing jihadist things. Fine. Par for the course. There was some sort of thing with the Orthodox Jewish community and tunnels in New York City. I don't know what was going on, but there were a lot of them underground for some reason. Yeah. So someone said Jews in New York City, and I was like, I was going to get mad at him for saying that, and I was like, but that did happen.
That's kind of funny.
So
Jews are always up to something.
It did happen. I don't know what was going on. I can't get mad at that one because that's not a conspiracy. That did happen. Something, I don't know what was going on, but there was something with the I don't know how prevalent this was, but there were Orthodox Jews underground, and
yeah, was there like not a place for him to be above ground, or like did he just choose this?
It's an old subway station under City Hall.
Can they choose anywhere?
I guess they can choose wherever the hell they want. So, yeah, it did have Rico Town said it. I said it did happen. I mean, I knew somebody was going to say it. I don't know the full story of what was going on, but
Amanda from Collins said, "Did you know?"
I don't know what was going on. I don't know. I can't comment on that. I can't defend the behavior because I don't know enough about the behavior. But anyway, here is Zohran Mamdani yesterday. He made this. He promises a new era of collectivism for New York City in his ominous inauguration speech. I want you to listen to this speech, and I want you to think about a specific phrase that we've heard over and over and over again that this sounds like. Let's listen to this from Mamdani. Get your waste bins ready because you have to watch this guy.
It's horrible.
But it's important to hear. Sometimes we have to look at bad things in order to be motivated to do better things. That's what this is. Here is Mamdani talking about a new era and a warmth of collective warmth. Check this out. Watch.
And if for too long these communities have existed as distinct from one another, we will draw this city closer together. We will replace the frigidity of rugged individualism with the warmth of collectivism. If our campaign demonstrated that the people of New York yearn for solidarity, then let this government foster it. Because no matter what you eat, how you pray, or where you come from, the words that most define us are the two we all share: New Yorkers.
Okay.
Yes, comrade.
Yes, comrade.
No individualism. We all have to be the same.
We're going to get rid of individualism. The exact wording that he used. Let me see. Was it? Let me see if we can get we will replace the frigidity of rugged individualism with the warmth of
cozy.
collectivism. Now, what phrase does this remind you of that we've heard? Probably, I want to say, from like 2022 up until now. Think.
You will have nothing and like it? Oh, that's it?
Sort of. You said you'll have nothing and like it. It's very similar to that. Think. Does that sound a lot like you will own nothing and be happy?
Well, that's what I meant.
Right.
Yeah.
Does that sound a lot like you will own nothing and be happy? Because don't you understand, individualism is frigid. It's cold. It's harsh to be an individual. It's harsh to be independent. It's harsh to be self-sufficient. We need the warmth. It's like a big hug.
It's cozy.
Of collectivism, but it's a hug that never lets you go. It's not a hug. It's shackles disguised as a hug. Again, you know what's funny? It always comes back to Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, here we go.
Remember in Pirates of the Caribbean 2, where Elizabeth goes in for the kiss on Jack Sparrow, and she gets all up on him, and then she ties him and handcuffs him to the mast of the ship, and he gets eaten by the Kraken. That's the warmth of collectivism right there. Come to me. I will give you this beautiful, cozy hug, and then I will shackle you to something that will kill you.
It's the kiss of death.
It's the kiss of death. It's the kiss of death. The warmth of collectivism.
And people cheered.
And they were like, yeah,
I don't want to be an
I'm
individual.
going to give everything up so I could just be in this collective unit. Yeah. By the way, these socialists don't care about you. The great Andrew Wilkow, who has been off radio for the last 2 weeks, and that sucks, but he'll be back on Monday. The great Andrew Wilkow says socialism is not for the socialists. It's for the people. In other words, the socialists aren't the ones who have to pay the higher taxes. And by the socialists, we mean the actual government officials that are ushering in socialism. They're not the ones who get negatively impacted. They're not the ones who are going to abandon their nice homes and live in a commune. It's for you. It's not for them. They're the ones who are going to keep their wealth and be able to afford private health care and not have to sit in long lines. Don't you understand? They are the ones who are frigidly individualistic. They just want you to not be in the same place as them. All right, you understand? You are peasants. They don't care about you. Zohran Mamdani had his inauguration block party. Supposed to be this big festive thing. No bathrooms, no food, which I guess, dropping a deuce or taking a leak on the streets of New York City isn't out of the ordinary anymore. So you don't really need a bathroom because the whole place is kind of turned into a cesspool. But no food. Nothing. You helped this dude win. He couldn't even get a couple hot dogs out there to sell to you. It was nothing. That's the warmth of collectivism right there. That's going to be the phrase that we're going to use to show the rest of the country going into the 2026 midterms. Hey, that's the warmth. Watch what happens in New York City as the cost of living skyrockets, as these free buses, they don't come to fruition. I heard AOC and Zohran Mamdani talking about universal child care. They're a bunch of bug-eyed Somalis probably going, child care? I'm moving to New York City. I'm going to rob that place blind. Guys and gals, the warmth of collectivism. It's just a cozy, repackaged way. I mean, take a Tootsie Roll, take it out of the wrapper. Put a little turd in there and be like, here's a Tootsie Roll. Look, it's brown and you're like, it tastes like sugar honey iced tea. Yeah, that's because it's what it is. That's the warmth of collectivism. That's the warmth of collectivism. By the way, did you see Zohran Mamdani and his little salute yesterday? Mm-hmm. Check this out. Right? Remember when Elon Musk did it? It's a Nazi salute. It's a Nazi. It was like almost a year ago. Right? Here is Mamdani on the left of your screen. Right? You see him? He's right there on the left of your screen. Right there. You see him? Look at that. Very nice. And here is Elon Musk on the right of your screen. I did this really well. Look at that. Okay, so Zohran is on the left. Elon is over here on the right. It's the same gesture. One of them is a Nazi salute, and the other one is an inspiring moment in the history of New York City. Are you paying attention yet? Do you see how it works yet? Look at it. It's the same gesture. It's exactly the same. The media is not your friend. Mamdani's not your friend. It's the warmth of collectivism.
George Orwell was just really ahead of his time.
He was so ahead of his time.
Like, my gosh.
I mean, that is the picture speak. Perfect double speak.
Yeah. Like, my God.
Like.
And speaking of collectivism, is that the right word?
The warmth of collectivism.
Did you guys see that video? It was in Europe. I don't remember where, but it was a little blonde girl, and she was walking through the immigrants trying to prove how friendly they are, and they were pelting her with stuff, and she had to leave because she was about to get really, really hurt. That's what's about to happen in New York. All these people are like, oh, but they're so friendly, coming in and making everything great. They're about to kill you.
It's the warmth of collectivism.
Gosh.
I love that he used that phrase because we know how not warm collectivism is and how dangerous communism is and how deadly socialism is and that it always leads to starvation and oppression and genocide, right? But I like that he used the phrase, the warmth of collectivism, because now when we see piles of poo in New York City or a homeless problem or crime going through the roof or people getting pushed in front of subways, we're just going to say, hey, that's the warmth of collectivism right there. And by the way, New York City, enjoy the warmth of collectivism, right? Because you voted for this. And I know not everybody did, but New York City, the majority of New York City voted for Zohran Mamdani. Now you have to live with it. You're going to experience just how warm collectivism actually is. You think it's just, what you've been used to and a bunch of free stuff on the side. No. Someone's got to pay for that free stuff. Wait a minute. Pay for free stuff? Then it's not actually free. Ding, 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 ding. Tell him what he's won, Johnny. A brand new, not a car. The warmth of collectivism, right? A brand new pass for an overcrowded free bus. I enjoy the warmth of collectivism, guys. Enjoy it. I can't wait to hear how cozy things are in New York City in the next year or two. Because we all know what's going to happen. We all know it's not going to become more affordable. We all know it's not going to become safer. We all know it's not going to become more tolerant. We all know it's not going to become cleaner. We all know it's not going to become more desirable. We've seen this happen around the world. We've seen what happens when you deal with socialists, especially Islamo-Marxists. We know what's going to happen in New York City. This is not going to be any different. This is not going to be a breakthrough in the hallmarks of socialism, and oh look, he finally did it the right way. We know exactly what's going to happen, and that is what we're going to do going into 2026, into these midterms, going into November. Is we're going to point at all the failures that are about to mount up and stack up in New York City, and say, there it is, guys. That's the warmth of collectivism. That's what the Democrats want to bring to this whole country. Do not let it happen. The Republicans are not perfect. They're not. We know that. But at least, they don't want that.
You know who they're going to blame it on, too?
Trump
and capitalism.
Yeah. Oh, the capitalists are... Why? You're in charge.
The capitalists make everything more expensive. Trump makes everything more expensive.
Yeah.
It's not going to be because of Mamdani.
No, of course not.
He's great.
Well, by the way, if you criticize Mamdani, you're Islamophobic.
I am.
To the point where, like, people are starting to be like, yeah, I'm a little Islamophobic. I'm definitely phobic of what they want to do.
Yeah. They literally want to kill us.
Yeah.
And take over our country.
So it's like you have a group of people who says, like, behead the infidels, right? I mean, I think it'd be wise to be afraid of that group of people. I
don't want to be anywhere near those people.
I think it would be wise to say, hey, your book says chop off my head. I might not be very tolerant of you. Okay? I might not be very tolerant of you. All right. I have to get to this, and then we'll do calls. I have to get to this. Someone brought this up in the chat before. The Somali wearing the $3,000 glasses. I don't know if these are actually $3,000 glasses. You know, people zoomed in, just like they did with Kamala's earrings at the debate. Remember that lunatic theory that she had a Bluetooth earpiece in the debate? It was just, come on, guys. But it was like something that transmitted the message through her bones or something. Come on.
Through her bones?
Yeah, I'm telling you. The internet is a stupid place sometimes, really.
Like, I could understand, like, maybe a little mic in there, but through her bones.
It was like... So that it couldn't be picked up through. I'm telling you.
What is that?
Trust me, Tony Saruga is on the case. Morse code.
Morse code. They were poking her.
You think Kamala Harris? She can't even read English. You think she can understand the dots and dashes? All right. Now, the Somali wearing $3,000 glasses. Would I be surprised if they were $3,000 glasses? I would not.
No.
Okay, because some of them are in these very nice homes. However, zooming in on a pair of glasses and trying to make out the logo and saying this is what it is, that to me, again, that's over here. That's like, who cares if they're $3,000 glasses or not? The excuse here of like, what happened to all the documents? He was like, oh, you'll never believe it. All the documents that proved that we're legitimate were stolen by somebody the day after it was alleged that we weren't legitimate. It's like, the dog ate my homework.
Unfortunately, we saw that there was important documentation, enrollment of the children, and also employee documentation that was gone. There were also checkbooks that were ripped from our check papers that were ripped from our book. This is devastating news, and we don't know why this is targeting our Somali community, as one video made by a specific individual made this all happen. We've been receiving hateful messages through our voice notes threatening us since the past couple of days, including one that happened yesterday morning after the break-in. This is frightening and exhausting because this is happening to us Somali communities as Somali Americans. We are supposed to stand with each other and help each other through.
This is devastating. Somebody stole all the evidence that proved that we were legitimate the day after Nick Shirley proved that we were illegitimate.
How did that happen?
Oh,
no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Who did that? Who did that? It wasn't us.
These people.
I don't know how he did that with a straight face.
You know what's even funnier? He's going to get away with it.
I know.
Because it's in Minnesota. My favorite is when he goes, "This is devastating news."
And the white lady behind
and
him.
And there's the white lady behind him like.
She's just like so indignant. She's how can someone do this?
This is terrible. You know that lady's a ball of fun in her HOA.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Golly.
Oh, how about this one? Here, how about this one? Who could not utter the words "fraud is bad" without being like, "What did I say?
Oh,
this
yeah.
is really
Oh,
what.
yeah.
This is great."
If childcare is cut, I'm unable to work or go to school. I understand. Fraud is bad.
What happened there?
She took it.
Oh no.
She was out of breath for saying fraud is bad. She's like, fraud is bad.
They just gave themselves away.
Oh my gosh.
She's not going to last long.
This is devastating news. Guys, how does this, again, the lens of the 2026 midterms, how does this impact the 2026 midterms? The Democrats want you to believe that those people are telling the truth. All right. A quick word from our friends over at Silent, slnt.com, slnt.com, slnt.com/Sean. Folks, let's face it, your phone is a tracking device. Your phone is a tracking device. Between government agencies, big tech, corporate data brokers, even cyber criminals, they're all fighting for a piece of your digital footprint, and they don't ask. They just go on and take it. That's why Silent exists. Silent makes Faraday gear that blocks all wireless signals, including cellular, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, RFID, and near-field communications. Look at this. Little sweepstakes over there on silent.com, slnt.com. No signal means no tracking, no remote access, and no breadcrumbs. It's the same technology trusted by special operations teams worldwide, used to block signals, avoid surveillance, and secure communications wherever the mission leads. And right now, it is all available to you to protect your family, protect your freedom, and secure your digital footprint. Just strap your phone in a Silent Faraday sleeve, and it is off the grid, completely silent and invisible to the outside world. From their backpacks to their sleeves to their crossbodies, Silent's patented technology gives you control of your privacy. Just visit slnt.com/Sean to get 15% off and free shipping on qualifying orders. That is slnt.com/Sean. Protect your rights, secure your data, and stay one step ahead. Silent.com, slnt.com. Silence the chaos and go silent today. That's slnt.com/Sean, slnt.com/SHAWN. I know I said we were going to do calls today. There's only 5 minutes left, so we're not going to do that. I'm sorry.
Psych.
We did them on on Wednesday. We're not going to do them here because I do want to get to this one real fast. This is great. 5 in 10 of those daycare, so half of the daycare facilities in Nick Shirley's Minnesota report were actual quote-unquote meal sites, big air quotes, for the Feeding Our Future nonprofit that didn't serve meals. So this has been like a network of fraud. It's like, oh, the Somali community wasn't in on it. Really? Is that why they dropped their kids off at a fraudulent daycare and then picked them up 2 minutes later and received envelopes with kickbacks in them? And that's been going back since 2015. That's the other funny part of this whole thing. They're trying to discredit what Nick Shirley and that whole report did. They're like, well, it's not new. Do you understand that by telling us that the fraud in Minnesota is not new, that makes it worse? Okay, it's not new. All right, you've known about it for 10 years? Okay, and you've done nothing? That's worse than if it was new. It's better for you. You can make a better case. Be like, oh my God, we had no idea. We had no idea this was going on. We'll put an end to it now. Be like, oh yeah, no, this isn't new. We've known about it for a while. And you've let it happen for 10 years? You've let it happen for 10 years. And you think that's better? You think that makes it better for you? This is the typical, what the left does. It's not happening. It's happening a little bit. It's happening a lot. And if you don't like that it's happening a lot, you're a racist. They've kind of tweaked it. They're like, it's not happening. It's happening a little bit. It's been happening for a while. Therefore, it's no big deal. And if you think it's a big deal, you're a racist. They've just kind of tweaked
all
their
of
method
them at the same time.
But it's all of it at the same time. And it's so funny. They'll be like, well, this isn't new. Okay, so under Democrat leadership, you guys just let it happen and we're supposed to trust you with power? We're supposed to trust you with power? Imagine pointing out a problem in a city, a state, whatever it might be, and being like, hey, I found this problem. Be like, well, you didn't find it. We knew about it already. Oh, and you didn't do anything about it? No, we didn't do anything about it. Okay, so it's not a new problem. No, it's not a new problem. It's an old problem, but it's still a problem. Yeah, it's still a problem. Have you tried to fix the problem over the last 10 years? No. Hello?
Hello.
Hello? $15 an hour. Ay.
Magmo time. By the
Okay,
way.
finally, I'll do this after Chuck Schumer. He's giving up the goose here. He's giving up the whole game. This is their plan. This is what you can look forward to if we lose the 2026 midterms.
The only way we're going to have a great future in America is if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers, and all of them, because our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are here.
Okay, that's the plan, Magamo. Whoa. There he is.
Magamo.
Okay. Path to citizenship for all of them. 11 million or however many there are. So it could be 11 million, it could be 20 million, 30 million, 40 million. Path to citizenship. What happens when you become a citizen?
You can vote.
What do you get the right to do?
Vote.
Vote. Now, we've been saying that for years. We've been saying that for years. How does this impact the 2026 midterms? Do you want people who actually and intentionally and knowingly broke the law to come into the country to be rewarded for breaking the law? No. I don't want that. I don't want that. What are we going to do? Are we going to be distracted by things that don't matter?
No.
Are we going to look at things that are in the orbit of the 2026 midterms and focus on them and not focus on how addressing those problems help us win? No, we have to do both. It's all about winning the midterms. They are closer than you think. I don't want to hear it's only January because that'll be like it's only March, and then it'll be it's only June, it's only October. They're next month. Focus on winning. We got a chance to make history this year, and I'd like to do everything in our power to make it possible. All right. LFATV.us, LFATV.us. Look at this. Just. I don't know what that is up there, but let's just click that LFA TV store. And you can see everything on the LFA TV website, on the LFA TV store. Click on that Visit the Store tab. You'll see it all there right there. Look at that. LFATV.us. Celebrate the new year with some amazing LFA TV merch. It's LFATV.us, LFATV.us, or JeremyHerald.com/store. Jeremy's up next with Live from America right here on LFA TV. Rumble Rundown tomorrow. We'll talk about those amazing college football games yesterday. Well, one of them was amazing. The Indiana-Alabama game was not amazing, but the Ole Miss-Georgia game was phenomenal. Tune in tomorrow, Rumble Rundown, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on rumble.com/LFA TV. We will be there. It'll be a great time. Until then, have a great rest of your Friday. Happy New Year. The midterms are closer than you think. Do not let them sneak up on you. Start working now. Jeremy Herrell up next. In the words of President Trump, we will never give up. We will never give in. We will never ever surrender. And if all else fails, we'll just become ungovernable. Thank you. God bless you. God bless this one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a great rest of your Friday. We'll be back next week. Stick around for Jeremy coming up next.